Okay, let's come back over. Let's wrap up our COVID-19 analysis for today with the U.S. It would appear that between 4 and 5 p.m. Isn't the best time to screencast, but well, remains to be seen. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at the U.S. numbers now. Okay, but okay, so we got one report to do. Then we need to start our upload for our daily videos to YouTube. So anyway, since January 2020, the U.S. has had 46.3 million cases. Since the very end of February 2020, we've had 751,555 deaths. Okay, and you can see here we're currently averaging 71,000, a little over 71,000 cases per day, which projects out to another 25.9 million cases by this time next year. Currently, deaths are averaging 1,222 uh, deaths per day, which projects out uh, the next 12 months to 446,000 new deaths. Okay, new deaths. All right. So this is what's interesting. Again, long declining pattern down here into July in COVID-19 cases in the U.S. Then, like several other countries, maybe many countries, we had this big increase over here in COVID-19, and going into July and August, September. It appeared to begin to decline sometime around September. Okay, but nonetheless, the question is this: how many of these people were vaccinated here? And how many of these cases were actually tested? Did he test positive for Delta V, for the Delta variant? Okay. What about the deaths? Same pattern along the. Oh, just as a minor note here, we know that we know for a fact that the COVID-19 deaths for the U.S. was understated by close to 4,000 in the fourth quarter of last year and overstated by close to 4,000 in the first quarter of this year. How do we know that? Because the Ohio governor's office came out in February and said, "Oops, we undercounted COVID-19 deaths in Ohio by close to 4,000." And rather than go back and fix the numbers, the governor's office went out instead, added the missing deaths onto the first out of February 11th, 12th, and 13th. That's how we know that these numbers, that the fourth quarter last year is undercounted by close to 4,000, and the first quarter of this year is overcounted by close to 4,000. Okay, just a little minor detail there, But my basic philosophy is always the same. The trend is our friend. Yeah, the numbers are low back over here and high over here, but you know what? The numbers were still declining during the first half of the year. Okay, before going back up. Okay, we can see here. We can see here that we got these numbers here. We can see if we got these numbers right here. So you can see that for the U.S., we've had more cases in 2021 than 2020. We've had more deaths in COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. in 2020 we had in 20. We had more deaths in the U.S. from COVID-19 in this year 2021 than we did in 2020. Now this is kind of interesting. I mean it's you know maybe this is what we mean when we talk about a season. Like we talk about flu season. Maybe this is what we're talking about. An increase going into fall, a decrease in spring, and then again in the fall, again another increase. And the question is this it for the rest of the year? Is this it for the next 6 months? Will this be the big high for this month? Okay. What about over here? Is this it for this year? Because remember over here, it started to increase in July and went all the way up until almost January 1st. Well, this here we had a spike here. What's going to happen here now? We're going to see a decline here. There may be another spike going up towards the end of the year. You know, these numbers could drop down the rest of the year. If this is Delta variant, and the Delta variant wave is pretty much passed us by now, we could see declining cases and deaths, certainly declining deaths for the rest of the year. Okay. Now, what this is the cases by quarter, and the third quarter, 2021, has the third most cases of any quarter so far. Okay. And the third quarter, and the deaths for the third quarter of 2021 were the third most deaths for any quarter so far. And we could take a look here at a little closer at the U.S. numbers here. Okay. You can see that the U.S. number spiked on January 8th at 303,187 cases before declining all the way back down to here to 21,291 cases, and then spiking back up here again on September the 7th at 277,124 cases, and then falling back down here on November 4th to 82,061 cases with an average of 76,436 cases. Okay? So what about deaths now? Same thing, a spike back over here on January 20th to 4,442 deaths on a single day. That number fell all the way down to 82 deaths for a single day on July the 3rd. Okay, before spiking back up again on September the 16th at 3,459 deaths. And finally finishing up on November the 4th at 1,131 deaths with an average of 1,331 deaths per day. And once again, you can see this here.
I feel like just giving up on this one. Jesus Christ, what the hell? It's over, guys. I'm sorry. I've wasted way too much time on some inane problem. You guys want a link?
Okay. So,
Okay.
let's get the numbers wrapped up for Ohio. Deaths by week,
I'm very sorry.
monthly cases. Well, here's the good news. We had a 1 to 3 month decrease in COVID-19 cases back here. Before they bumped back up, then we had a 1-2 decrease again, followed by another 2 months increase, and finally 1-2. Very good chance of November's going to be the third month in a row in the U.S. we saw cases decline. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 month in a row. We start off there with a 6 month in a row decline in COVID-19 deaths before climbing back up for 2 months and falling back down for September. And it was certainly November's deaths is going to be below October's deaths. Okay, so that's good news. Now here's kind of an interesting question. For every 100,000 people in the U.S., how many people have COVID-19? Well, the answer is right around 25. Okay.
What the hell?
How many people in the U.S. would die? For every 100,000 people in the U.S., how many people are dying of COVID-19?
Oh my
Well,
god, you guys. I think this is a proper solution.
well, this right here is about 1/2 of a person. So right now in the U.S., for 100,000 people, less than 1/2 of a person's dying of COVID-19. Okay?
I'm not sure what I remember saying.
Okay. That takes care of that business for today, America. Thanks so much for stopping by. And be sure to hang in there. I'll be back in just a few moments.